So I'm going to talk through some more complicated examples of how to complete the square when you've got some different kinds of completing the square. So I'm just going to run through them. There's 4 different examples just to show you how it's done. So if we have x squared minus 4x plus 3, if we just focus on this, then this bit here, if we halve this coefficient, so half this minus 4, we go to x take away 2 squared. And then we have to remember to then take away 4, because we take away that squared. And then I just put that plus 3 back on the end. So what we have here then is x take away 2 squared, and then minus 4 plus 3 is take away 1 in total. Another example is this. When you have an odd number in front of your x, it works the same way. This is the same as x plus 1, 1.5, and it's often easier to use fractions here. So I put 3 over 2, because fractions are easier to square, because if I square 3 over 2, I can just square the numerator and denominator. So let's take away 9 over 4 instead. And then let's not forget to take away the 4 at the end, because we have this take away 4. So we dealt with this bit first, here, and then the take away 4 here. Alright, so this means that we get x plus 3 over 2 squared, and because 4, as a side note, 4 is equal to 16 over 4, to get common denominators here, then we can do negative 9 over 4, take away 16 over 4, to get us take away 25 over 4 as our final answer. We don't need to put that as a decimal, that's absolutely fine. Now when we have a number of x squared that's not 1, we still need to deal with this first. So here we have 2 lots of x squared, but we can't complete the square when we have 2 lots of x squared. What we need to do is we need to take 2 out as a factor of that section I've got right there. So I've got 2 bracket, and then I have x squared plus 4x, close bracket, take away 3, because I still have that take away 3 right there. At this point, I'm going to focus on completing the square there. So I still have 2 bracket, and then when I complete the square of x squared plus 4x, I have x plus 2 squared, take away 4. So you can see the red bit there is the red bit I've highlighted. So I've just completed the square of what's inside the brackets. And you've got brackets within brackets, which can get confusing, which is why I've used a different colour. Then take away 3. I then have to remember that I now need to expand these brackets properly. So I have to do 2 multiplied by every term in the bracket. And you can see in the bracket, because this is in brackets, that's 1 term, and that's another term. So I need to do 2 multiplied by both of those terms. If I do 2 multiplied by a bracket, I can just literally write 2 and then the bracket. And then if I want to then do 2 multiplied by negative 4, I get 2 times negative 4, which is negative 8. And then so I've expanded that bracket, and I've still got the minus 3 here at the end. So altogether, what I now have is 2 bracket x plus 2 squared minus 8 take away 3 is negative 11. Finally then, this is putting it all together. This is quite a complicated one. I am going to focus on this first. I'll stick with the same colours I've been using. I'm going to do this first. So I'm going to take 4 out as a factor. And it's important to take the whole number next to the x squared as a factor, so that we've just got x squared here. even though that 10 doesn't divide by 4 nicely, we get 2.5 here, which is 5 over 2x. And then we've got that plus 7. All right. At this point, I'm going to now focus on completing the square there. So if I start writing this out, 4 bracket, and then I've got to complete the square. So x squared minus 5 over 2x becomes x minus, well, half of 5 over 2 is 5 over 4 squared. I'm going to take away the square of 5 over 4. So take away 25 over 16. And then let's not forget the plus 7 on the end. All right. So this is the most complicated step. So at this point, it's the 4 multiplied by this term and this term separately. And it's going to start looking simpler from here. So we have 4, and then we have 4 lots of the bracket. So x minus 5 over 4 squared. Then we have 4 lots of negative 25 over 16. Well, that is negative 25 over 4. And then we have the plus 7 at the end. Now the plus 7 we can write as 28 over 4, which might make things a little bit easier because you've got minus 25 over 4 plus 28 over 4. So what we have here is 4 bracket x take away 5 over 4 squared, and then minus 25 over 4 plus 28 over 4 is 3/4. So we end up with plus 3/4 at the end. And then we're done. And this is as difficult as completing the square gets at GCSE.